Every April, 32 NFL franchises gather to make billion-dollar decisions. Historically, the first round is defined by risk mitigation. You target prospects with flawless medical records, elite college tape, and zero character concerns. For a general manager, a top 32 pick is the most valuable currency they possess. Draft a perennial Pro Bowler and you secure your job for a decade. Miss on a first-round selection, and ownership will usually have your desk cleared out within 3 years. But on Thursday night, that cautious and calculated approach completely disappeared within the chaotic first hour of the 2026 draft. Instead of taking safe bets, 8 separate teams traded out of the first round entirely. The New York Jets scrambled to pick 3 different times, and the teams that did stay put ignored consensus big boards to make aggressive, scrutinized reaches. This chaos was driven by a new reality. To survive in today's league, front offices are abandoning the illusion of safety and committing to 3 distinct types of high-stakes gambles. The first is the desperation reach, which occurs when a sudden run on a premium position forces a team to react. Sitting at pick 12, the Miami Dolphins needed a tackle, but just 3 picks earlier, Cleveland grabbed Spencer Fano. 1 pick later, the Giants selected Francis Mauigoa. The top tier of blindside protectors vanished right before Miami was on the clock. Left with a glaring hole on the roster, general manager John Eric Sullivan selected Alabama's Caden Proctor. Proctor possesses massive physical talent, but his college career was defined by public red flags regarding his weight and effort against speed rushers. Later in the round, the Dolphins made a tactical move, trading up to pick 27 to draft San Diego State cornerback Chris Johnson, a productive defender tailored specifically for a zone-heavy scheme. Chris Johnson was a calculated scheme fit. Proctor, however, was a reaction to scarcity. When a team drafts to fill an immediate hole rather than taking the best objective value, they often pay a premium for a flawed asset. The second gamble is the pure trait projection, where raw athleticism overrides a lack of football experience. With the 21st overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected Arizona State tackle Max Ionacher. He has only been playing organized football for 5 years. This chart compares his athletic ceiling against his actual resume. His testing numbers, like raw speed and length, push the very edges of the chart. But his on-field experience is virtually non-existent, which is why experts gave this pick a C+ grade. Betting a first-round pick on testing traits means ignoring current game film. You're drafting what a player could be, rather than what his collegiate performance proves he actually is. Selecting a project on day 1 signifies a front office's belief in their own coaching. They are betting they can mold raw, explosive clay into a starter before the fans lose patience. The final strategy is the red flag veteran, sacrificing long-term youth for immediate culture and polish. Holding the 22nd pick, Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh needed a rugged edge defender. He chose Miami's Akeem Mesidor. Mesidor's profile is polarizing. On one side, he produced 12.5 sacks last year. On the other, he is 25 years old with a 6-year history of missed games due to foot and lower body injuries. Harbaugh's logic was strategic. Pair a mature, pro-ready player with veterans like Khalil Mack for a Super Bowl run right now, rather than waiting 3 years for a teenager to develop. Drafting older, injured players in round 1 is a win-now bet. It intentionally sacrifices a franchise's future depth for a 1 to 2 year championship window. Reaching for need, banking on traits, and ignoring medical history all point to a fundamental shift in NFL philosophy. Standard, good enough starters are increasingly seen as liabilities against quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes or Fernando Mendoza. When an elite passer can surgically dismantle a basic defensive scheme, teams stop looking for reliable tacklers and start hunting for rare, specific traits, like elite bend or closing speed, capable of actually forcing a mistake. General managers like John Eric Sullivan and Omar Khan are staking their careers on these unpredictable assets. If these raw traits translate into production, they look brilliant. If they fail, they lose their jobs. This board shows the direct consequence of the first-round reaches. Polished, high-floor talents like Toledo safety Emmanuel McBeal-Warren and Tennessee cornerback Jermad McCoy are still waiting for a call on day 2. The first round proved that every team has a different threshold for risk. Looking at the board right now, which front office do you think gambled correctly, and who is going to regret their pick? Let us know in the comments.